Did you know that people remember stories 22 times more than facts alone? That's right, stories stick with us. They spark emotions, inspire action, and create connections. Yet, many speakers struggle to tell compelling stories. Imagine capturing your audience's attention from the first word. Picture them hanging on your every sentence, moved by your words, and inspired by your message. It sounds like magic, but it's a skill you can learn. This video reveals 6 storytelling secrets to captivate any audience. We'll dive into the power of a strong hook, how to evoke deep emotions, and the timeless hero's journey. You'll also discover the art of vivid imagery, master pacing and timing, and learn the value of authenticity and vulnerability. Here's a teaser. Did you know that the brain releases oxytocin, the love hormone, when we hear a good story? This hormone builds trust and empathy, making your audience feel connected to you. Isn't that amazing? Ready to become a great speaker? Let's unlock the secrets of storytelling that will make your audience remember, feel, and act. Stay tuned, because this journey will transform your speaking skills forever. Chapter 1: Grabbing Attention, Crafting an Irresistible Hook. The first few seconds of your speech are crucial. Studies show that you have about 8 seconds to grab your audience's attention. That's less time than it takes to read this sentence. The key to capturing interest is to craft an irresistible hook. Start with a bold statement or an intriguing question. For example, did you know that 75% of people fear public speaking more than death? This statistic is surprising and engages curiosity. According to the book Talk Like TED, great speakers use hooks to spark curiosity and interest. You can also share a personal story. Personal stories are relatable and humanize you to your audience. Think about a moment that changed your life and share it. It doesn't have to be dramatic, it just has to be real. Another powerful technique is to use a quote. A well-chosen quote can set the tone and provide context for your speech. For instance, as Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. This emphasizes the importance of emotional connection. Statistics can also be very effective. Use a surprising fact that relates to your topic. For example, studies show that stories are up to 22 times more memorable than facts alone. This highlights the power of storytelling. Humor is another great tool for creating a hook. A light-hearted joke or a funny anecdote can make your audience feel at ease. Just make sure it's appropriate for the occasion and audience. The key is to be genuine. Authenticity resonates with people. If you're passionate and honest, your audience will feel it. Remember, the hook is just the beginning. It sets the stage for the rest of your speech. Chapter 2: Heartstrings and Hilarity, Evoking Emotions in Your Story. Emotions are the heartbeat of storytelling. They are what make your story memorable. People may not remember every detail, but they will remember how you made them feel. In fact, emotions drive action more than logic. To connect emotionally, you need to evoke feelings like joy, sadness, anger, or surprise. Let's start with joy. Sharing a triumphant moment or a funny incident can bring joy. Humor is powerful. Laughter is a universal language that breaks down barriers. Consider this quote from Mark Twain: "Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand." A well-placed joke or a humorous story can lighten the mood and make your audience more receptive. Just be sure the humor is relevant and appropriate. Sadness can also be a powerful tool. Sharing a struggle or a loss can create empathy. It shows vulnerability and makes you relatable. Brené Brown, in her book Daring Greatly, says that vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. Anger can be used to highlight injustice or a problem that needs solving. It can spur people into action. Be careful with this emotion, it's powerful and should be used wisely. Balance it with hope and solutions. Surprise keeps your audience engaged. Use unexpected twists or shocking facts to keep them on their toes. According to Made to Stick by Chip Heath and Dan Heath, unexpectedness is a key principle in making ideas stick. One effective method is to use vivid imagery. Paint a picture with your words. Instead of saying, "It was a hard day," say, "The rain poured down like a relentless drum, soaking through my clothes and chilling me to the bone." Engage the senses. Describe what you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. This makes your story come alive. Finally, mix emotions to create a rich tapestry. Life is not one-dimensional, your story shouldn't be either. Combine joy with sadness, anger with hope, surprise with anticipation. Chapter 3: From Zero to Hero, Crafting Relatable Narratives. Everyone loves a hero. The hero's journey is a timeless storytelling structure that resonates deeply with audiences. It's about transformation, growth, and overcoming obstacles. When you craft your narrative, think of yourself or your protagonist as the hero. Start with the status quo. Where does your hero begin? This is the ordinary world before the adventure begins. Maybe it's a mundane job, a daily struggle, or a comfort zone. This sets the stage for what's to come. Then, introduce a call to adventure. This is the moment that changes everything. It could be a challenge, an opportunity, or a realization. According to Joseph Campbell, the author of The Hero with 1,000 Faces, every hero's journey starts with a call to adventure. Next, the hero faces challenges. These are the obstacles and trials that test their resolve. Share your struggles. Be honest about the hurdles you faced. This makes your story relatable and human. The turning point is the climax. This is where the hero confronts their biggest challenge. It's the make or break moment. Highlight the tension and the stakes. Make your audience feel the intensity of the situation. After the climax comes the resolution. The hero overcomes the challenge and transforms. They return to the ordinary world, but they are changed. They have grown and learned. This part of your story should inspire and motivate your audience. Remember, a hero's journey is not just about the destination but the transformation along the way. People connect with growth and change. Show your evolution, your learning process, and your resilience. According to The Storytelling Animal by Jonathan Gottschall, stories are about change and learning. They show how we adapt and grow. This is why the hero's journey is so powerful. It's a reflection of our own lives. Chapter 4: Painting with Words, Creating Vivid Imagery. Imagery is the secret source of storytelling. It's what makes your story come alive in the minds of your audience. When you paint with words, you create a mental movie that engages and captivates. Start by engaging the senses. Describe what you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. For example, instead of saying, "It was a beautiful day," say, "The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the air smelled like fresh cut grass." This paints a vivid picture. Use metaphors and similes to add depth. A metaphor is a figure of speech that describes something as something else. For example, time is a thief. A simile uses like or as to compare two things, like, her smile was as bright as the sun. These comparisons create strong images. Be specific in your descriptions. Specific details make your story more believable and engaging. Instead of saying, "He drove a car," say, "He drove a cherry red Mustang with a roaring engine." Specificity adds color and life to your story. Involve emotions in your imagery. Describe how things make you feel. For example, "The cold wind cut through my jacket, sending shivers down my spine." This makes your audience feel the experience. Dialogue can also enhance imagery. Use conversations to show personality and emotion. For example, she whispered, "I'm scared," as her hands trembled. Dialogue makes your characters come alive. According to Wired for Story by Lisa Cron, our brains are wired to respond to vivid imagery. When we hear a story with strong images, our brains light up as if we are experiencing it ourselves. This makes your story more impactful. Show, don't tell. Instead of telling your audience what to feel, show them through your descriptions. For example, instead of saying, "He was nervous," say, "He fidgeted with his tie and glanced around the room, avoiding eye contact." This shows nervousness through actions. Mixing imagery with emotions creates a powerful experience. For instance, the old house stood abandoned, its windows shattered like broken dreams, echoing the loneliness of its past. This combines visual imagery with emotional weight. Chapter 5: The Rhythm of Storytelling, Mastering Pacing and Timing. Pacing is the rhythm of your story. It's about knowing when to slow down and when to speed up. Good pacing keeps your audience engaged and on the edge of their seats. It's like music, a mix of fast and slow creates a compelling experience. Start by identifying key moments in your story. These are the high points where you want to build tension. Then, decide where to slow down and add detail. For example, during an emotional moment, slow down to describe feelings and reactions. This draws your audience in. Use pauses strategically. Pauses create suspense and give your audience time to absorb information. According to The Art of Public Speaking by Dale Carnegie, pauses can emphasize important points and add dramatic effect. Silence can be as powerful as words. Vary your sentence length. Short sentences speed up the pace, while longer ones slow it down. For example, "He ran." "He stumbled." "He fell." This rapid-fire delivery creates urgency. Contrast it with, "He took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment settle on his shoulders," to slow things down. Control the flow of information. Don't reveal everything at once. Build suspense by dropping hints and gradually revealing key details. This keeps your audience guessing and engaged. As Stephen King says in On Writing, good storytelling lets the reader unfold the story at their own pace. Use cliffhangers to maintain interest. End sections with a question or a tease of what's to come. This makes your audience eager to hear more. For example, "But what happened next would change everything." Balance action with reflection. After an intense scene, give your audience a moment to breathe. Reflect on what happened, share thoughts or insights. This creates a natural rhythm. Action scenes should be dynamic, while reflective moments should be calm and introspective. Pacing also involves the structure of your story. Start with a strong opening, build up to a climax, and end with a satisfying resolution. This classic arc keeps your story coherent and engaging. According to Save the Cat, by Blake Snyder, a well-structured story follows a clear arc with defined beats. Incorporate transitions smoothly. Use phrases like, meanwhile, suddenly, or later that day, to guide your audience through time and space. Smooth transitions maintain the flow and prevent confusion. Chapter 6, The Real You, Authenticity and Vulnerability in Storytelling. Authenticity and vulnerability are the heart of compelling storytelling. They create a deep connection with your audience. When you're genuine, people can see and feel it. They trust you more. Start by being honest. Share your true thoughts and feelings. Don't sugarcoat your experiences. If something was hard, say it was hard. Authenticity means being real, not perfect. Vulnerability is about showing your weaknesses and struggles. It's okay to admit you don't have all the answers. According to Brené Brown in The Power of Vulnerability, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. It's what makes you relatable and human. Share personal stories that reveal who you are. These stories don't have to be grand, they just need to be real. For example, talk about a time you failed and what you learned from it. Failure stories are powerful because everyone can relate to them. Use your unique voice. Don't try to sound like someone else. Your voice is what makes your story unique. Speak as you would in a conversation. This makes your storytelling more natural and engaging. Connect your story to universal themes. Themes like love, loss, fear, and hope resonate with everyone. For example, sharing a story about overcoming fear can inspire and connect with your audience on a deep level. Be present and in the moment. Engage with your audience as if you're having a one-on-one conversation. Make eye contact, use gestures, and respond to the audience's reactions. This creates a sense of intimacy. Embrace your emotions. Don't be afraid to show how you feel. Whether it's joy, sadness, or anger, your emotions make your story more impactful. As Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Ask for feedback and be open to it. Authenticity means being willing to grow and improve. Listen to what your audience says and use it to refine your storytelling.